Hello everyone, this is Matt from Real World Review, and welcome to 2025, I guess. I wanted to make this video just to be like a first video of the year sort of thing, to just kind of talk to the camera and talk to you. And yeah, I have literally nothing in my head about what I want to talk about, but I guess we can talk about how the channel is going to change a little bit. I've said in the past that I want to focus more on quality rather than quantity, so I still have some videos that I want to put out that are going to be not in the old style per se, but they're still videos that I'm working on, some review videos that I have and repair videos that I have. So you may not notice a quality difference in that sense, but producing videos and, making new ones, eventually it's going to switch, and I'm going to be focusing more on different videos, like how I'm filming them, or I don't know, it just kind of seems like I've been making the same type of videos for a long time. Sometimes I'll sprinkle in different videos or, these types of videos, but I want to focus more on making different things rather than just making the same thing over and over again, which sometimes works, but other times it does kind of get boring. I've actually been watching some YouTube channels where they do the same thing. They make essentially the same video every time, and I think I watched maybe like 5 or 10 of those videos, and I can already tell, like, all right, I know exactly what's going to happen on this. It's going to be overly positive. There's going to be some downsides, but at the end of the day, it's going to be reminiscing on the past. And I don't think you need that for every single video. I think what you need is you need something different, but also consistent, if that makes sense. You can see that in music. If you listen to a certain artist, generally they're going to have a certain sound, but if you listen to an album and it's the same song every single time, you're going to get bored and you're going to want to look for something else. You're going to want to move on or try to find different pieces of work to focus on. While you want to have consistency, being the exact same thing every single day or every single time just kind of gets boring. Especially if someone were to find my video and then look at my backlog and they're all pretty much the same thing for the last 3 or 4 years or even longer. I think we're going on 5 years of doing the worth it in whatever year type of video. Maybe even 2019, I think, is when I started. So I feel like I'm gonna keep that type of video, like that title, thumbnail, whatever you want to call it. Maybe change the thumbnails, I don't know. That's another thing I want to get into, but I really need to just take the time to make videos more interesting. Like, sometimes I'll watch my videos and I'm interested, and other times I just watch it to make sure that everything is good, that everything looks fine, there's no misspellings or anything. Obviously, sometimes it will sneak through, but I want to make sure that my videos are more entertaining, not in like a Mr. Beast way, but I want them to be worth watching, rather than just for the information. I want it to be entertaining or like a spectacle. I don't know what you would want to call it, but I want there to be a reason that people watch the videos, not just for the knowledge of the information, but more of enjoying the videos. And obviously people are positive. I've seen the comments, so most of them are positive. There's going to be some negative ones, which I don't care. I mean, you can tell in my response. Obviously I have to respond because I feel like it. I mean, technically I don't need to respond. There's this weird thing where if someone says something bad or dumb or incorrect and you don't respond, it's almost like you're agreeing with them, or I don't know, it's not as simple as ignoring them. Like, if someone is yelling at you in real life and you just ignore them, you're doing the better thing, right? But if you don't respond to them, then it looks bad. I can't think of specific situations, but I have seen this in the past where the public, or maybe even thousands of people, right, they're talking about a famous person and that person was never addressing it, and it just makes you think like, well, maybe that person is guilty of whatever that group is saying, or maybe they're not. But the fact that you're not addressing it is kind of bad in a sense. And to be fair, I'm really only talking about a handful of people per video. I think the most I'll see is like 50 dislikes compared to like 300 likes or something on a video. That doesn't really matter. I mean, if 10,000 people watched the video and only 50 people disliked it, it doesn't really matter, right? Especially if the comments are overly positive and there's a few negatives in there. It really doesn't matter. But at the same time, I don't want to spread misinformation, and I don't want misinformation to just be expanded on. which hopefully makes sense to you. Like, I have some repair videos and people are constantly not watching the entire video and then saying, why is this? And well, just watch the video and you'll understand. Hopefully you'll understand. If a device is broken in the beginning and it is fixed in the end, and everyone else is saying thank you for this, or actually watching it or saying that they did the repair, maybe you don't know what you're talking about, and maybe you should try doing the repair. I understand how it can be frustrating and how some videos can be wrong just altogether. I watched a video to do a repair on my car. I honestly might have talked about this before, but I watched a video doing a repair on my car, and I tried to do that repair and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. I watched the video over and over again while I was doing the repair. I watched the video again. Eventually it got to a point where I just kind of like ripped off a piece on my car and it cracked. I ended up just buying a whole nother panel and it took an extra couple days. I watched that video again, and again there was 3 bolts or maybe 4 bolts that were not in that video that they didn't replace. And I saw it in the video, they just didn't take them out. And I scrolled through every single comment. There was only like a handful, but it was still like a decent amount of people that were leaving comments and a decent amount of views on there. Nobody said anything about those screws missing or that those bolts needed to be removed. And it just makes you wonder, like, is anyone even doing this repair? Am I the only one doing the repair? Are people just smart enough to go, oh, this is missing? I'm not going to say that, but it's missing from the video, and I figured it out. So I get it if you have an urge to respond to a video, any video, whether it's mine or someone else's, but maybe just take the time to really think, like, if people are actually responding properly, maybe just be a little bit nicer or a little bit calmer, because something like that can make you feel like you're going crazy. Like, am I the only one who's experiencing this? Why is no one else talking about this? And maybe just question that and wait for a response, because I will respond. Eventually, maybe, probably. I'm trying to figure out if that was a tangent or if that was appropriate to keep in this video. Kind of a tangent, but one thing I do want to do in 2025 is I want to focus more on work that I'm doing outside of my job. I worked for this company and they still haven't paid me. Actually, I think March 13th, or no, I guess it would be March 14th. After that, I'm able to use all of the footage that I captured. And generally, I mean, like, I'm a professional when it comes to that. I don't want to shoot for someone else or do work for someone else and use that as my work. Whenever I do any of these videos, these are all stuff that I shot. Every repair that I do, these are all done by me. I shot a wedding, I posted like a snapshot, and maybe something on like Instagram or something. I was supposed to get paid. It was a whole thing. Kind of annoying because I should have got paid more because of the distance. But either way, they said that they processed my payment and it is going to be coming in whenever it comes in, right? As of now, it's been 2 months and 5 days since they were told to have paid me. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It was a net 45, but it looks like it's going to be a net 90 or a net 1,000, whatever. But I calculated the time because I have 180 days to keep the information and to not post anything about that day, not any footage that I captured at least. It becomes the rights of me as well on 180 days. So I think on March 14th, I'm probably going to post a video, maybe even make my own wedding video that I did, because I did film a wedding. And yeah, maybe I might do something with that. But I'll be showing you that footage on that day regardless, and maybe even talking about that experience in general, telling you who it is. I'd rather keep that all confidential until they either A, pay me, or until that time. So they know who they are. I've been contacting them a lot. It's been over a month since the last time I contacted them, so maybe I'll send an email right after this. But either way, hopefully you take 3 things. 1, if you do contract work, make sure you have somewhere in the contract that if they don't pay you on time, there's an interest or, you know, any repercussions, because these people, they have 45 days. That's it. There's nothing else. It's just they have 45 days to pay, and I guess I have to make it legal now instead of them just, you know, paying me after 45 days when they've already collected thousands prior to that engagement. I mean, compared to what they're collecting, I'm making like 5% of what they're gonna make. So I don't know why they wouldn't have paid by now. Another thing to go on that is if you're doing contract work yourself, definitely get paid before you do the work. I think that we should leave that back in the past. Like even if you're gonna do like construction or something, you should collect all the money before you do the work. It's just insane that people will do the work and then pay after, or even pay like a month or 2 months after. If it's just like a random person, right? If it's a company, kind of makes sense. That's just how they work. But if I hired you to do something, I should have to pay before you even do any work. Like that should just be how that works. All this net 30, net 40, whatever, that should just be gone by now. You should just, do you need something done? Pay for it. I paid for my phone bill at the beginning of the month and I get service the entire month. Everything should be prepaid like that. Or postpaid if you're doing certain things like how much work you do. Even with lawyers, you have a retainer. It just doesn't make sense why these contractors, why that's just like the norm. It's kind of like tipping. It's like, why is that even the norm in the first place? The other thing is if you leave comments, I'm probably going to respond to them, or maybe I'll ignore them just depending on what it is. But if it's positive or negative, I'm still going to look at it. I'm still going to respond to it. And maybe for you that might matter, and maybe for you it might not matter. But be nice to people, and if you're mean, don't expect people to be nice back to you. If you're going to come after my opinion, don't expect me to just go, oh wait, you're right. Unless, you know, you are right. But if you're wrong, or I'm just stating my opinion or defending my opinion, don't be surprised if someone defends their opinion. I don't know, maybe that's crazy. And the third thing is hopefully you enjoy all of my videos and hopefully you enjoy my future videos. Hopefully you have a wonderful 2025 and so forth. I'm definitely going to be posting less videos this year. Last year I actually posted 49 videos. I'm going to try to see if I can go past that, but I have a feeling that this year is going to be more focused on just perfecting stuff and focusing on other things so then I can do this full-time rather than part-time or even like a quarter time. Like it's not even part-time really at this point. I try to make 4 videos a month and even that is a little bit difficult, working full-time and doing other stuff too. And I'd like to focus on putting that stuff into my videos as well. I said I wanted to make another channel doing that, and I think I'm going to end up doing that, but I would also like to share some of that on here as well. So hopefully you enjoy these videos, hopefully you enjoy future videos, and hopefully everything is well for you. I also have a big small video planned. The title of that will be how I got the Sony FX3 for free. That one you're probably going to be interested in seeing, and it may not be what you think it is, but the title is true. I just don't have it yet. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed these videos, and as always, thanks for watching.